Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Welcome back. We got a day today. All right. I'll get myself situated here. Yeah, we got a day today. I'm expecting some volatility in the market today because we have NVIDIA reporting earnings after market close today. I think 4:20 is when their earnings report comes out. So yeah, and I hate to say like one company can have such um, a big hold on the market, but in this particular case, it can because a lot of the market's rally over the past couple months has been because of AI, and that's being led by NVIDIA. I mean, it is what it is. NVIDIA is the one that's supplying all of the hardware and stuff to all of these AI companies. So it is their horse to lead, you know? Um, So that's going to be interesting today. That's aftermarket today. I'd be interested to see how the market is going to react throughout the day. And then we also have some important data coming out tomorrow and Friday. We have GDP numbers coming out tomorrow before market open, and we have PCE numbers coming out on Friday before market open. So I would expect the market to have some volatility in it. You know, for the next couple days, honestly, to probably finish out the week until we get all of these numbers collected, and then the market can digest it over the weekend, and then hopefully we get some structured movement to one side or the other, right? Let's take a look at where we stand here on the day chart. That's a beautiful move there. We pushed below, but we finished the day right at this trend line. Love it. Um, I love that this trend line is holding so far. We left behind two um, areas of imbalance on the day chart. I would expect if we are going to continue to get support here on this trend line, that we might reach for this area of imbalance today. Maybe. Okay. It's a possibility. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. Doesn't have to happen. Right. It looks like we are retesting this trend line here currently. We'll see what happens at market open here in about 2 seconds. So let's go back over to the minute chart here. Here we have market open. Good morning, good morning. Market open. Ding, 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 ding. Let's do it. Okay. Come over here. Make sure that my channel page is set up properly. Okay. So first candle out of the gate here is a little push down, but again, this could just be, pushing the support on that trend line to see if it holds. Yeah, I don't know why it does that. All right, let's change this. All right. Yeah, so there we go. And again, like I said, expect some volatility today, tomorrow. Uh, it would be nice if we can get a direction, but you know, I'd want to come out and venture to say unlikely. And you can see that right off the rip here, right? We get a nice push down. The very next candle is a complete um, retrace of the previous, and now we're on this third candle here that looks like it's going to completely retrace that candle. You know, market open volatility, yes. Volatility in general, we're still sitting at 108 on the VVIX. Anything above 100 is volatility. Caution sign for me and for anybody else. Also, it just means that you should expect um, some wicked movements in your chart. Okay, that's set up. Da, da, da. I did end up making a trade after my live session yesterday. I was down. I finished the session yesterday, or the live session yesterday, down about $2,100. First trade went red for me yesterday. I ended up picking up almost the very same setup hours later, and this time the market had enough push to continue to the upside. So I took that trade also. Ended up with a really nice 2-to-1, finishing off with a $4,300 win on that one, which gave me um, an overall up on the day of $2,200. So you can see my account balance is 102,242 now. That's from the second trade that I made yesterday, which is nice. And so that goes to show you right there, if you keep your losses small and your wins bigger, right? Um, you only need a 50% win rate to continue to grow your account, right? So 2 trades replaced yesterday, one red, one green. The green one was twice as big as the red one, and that's how you continue to build with just a 50% win rate, right? Now imagine you can increase that win rate a little bit, keeping those standards, you'll grow an account, right? This particular strategy that I follow has been an 80% win rate for me. So that's it's a good start. So we'll see what the market gives us today. Like I said, I'm not really, expecting much out of the day today. I think a lot of your movement is going to come at market close, unfortunately. I don't trade stuff like that. I don't trade news or data or big earnings like that. I'll wait for the market to settle down. Da, 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 da. All right. I did post those screenshots of my trade yesterday in my Discord. If you guys are interested in joining my free Discord, the link is in the description below. The Discord is free currently. My community and my YouTube channel here are growing quickly. Once I get to a certain point, I will switch over to a paid, and I am building out a course and everything for that. It's going to take the year to do the course and everything. But it's just the plans that I have. So if you're interested in having free access to all of that, join the Discord now. If you get in while the Discord is free, once you're in, you're in. You'll get grandfathered in, and anything I place in the Discord after that, or after I switch over, you will have free access to, including courses. So if you're interested, even though it's a little ways away still, but if you're interested in having access to a free trading course, and mine is going to be very different than any other out there, join the Discord now while it's free. My course is going to be centered around the mental and emotional side of trading. There's no course out there that actually, everybody talks about it, but nobody actually has a course that goes through to give you ways to learn how to be more structured, more disciplined, more patient, all of those things. My course is going to be that. Yes, we will touch on the basics of trading or whatever. It's going to be a very short module, and then we're going to move into what actually matters, and that's the mental game. That's where success is built. So my course is going to be very different than any other course out there, and it will bring you success if you follow what I'm going to put in there. So if you want free access to that, join the Discord now. Tell all your friends, share, send invites, bring them in. Let's build this community up. I don't care how many people are in it. Once I get to a point to switch over, if there's 1,000 people in the Discord, those 1,000 people are going to get free access to everything afterwards, including that course. The course is I'm aiming to release the course the beginning of next year. I got a lot of stuff to build out. I want it to be right, and I want it to focus on the right things. My course isn't just going to be this is market structure. This is what a bullish candle is. And here's the indicators you should use. No, I, mm-mm. That's a dime a dozen out there, right? And you can find all that stuff for free on YouTube. But nobody goes in depth into learning how to become a better person so that you can become a better trader, because ultimately that's what you need to do. Fear, patience, and discipline. Those are the three pillars that I'm going to build my course around. And that's if you can master those three things, you will master trading. Doesn't matter what indicators or what, strategies you use, this, that, and everything. There's a lot of strategies out there that work. There's a lot of indicators out there that work. It all depends on you, but you can have the best strategy in the world, but if you don't know how to implement it, if you can't control your emotions, you will still fail. So I'm going to build a course around that. I think that's what's missing in this industry. And my course is going to be cheaper. Okay, nice little push to the upside here. Breaking previous structure. Market open was here. So we can start to lay out our market open range here, here. All right, and I'll adjust once we add our final candles here. Choppiness, volatility still increased. So it's like I said earlier, you're going to have volatility today because of NVIDIA's earnings. You're going to have volatility today and tomorrow because of GDP numbers. You're going to have volatility today, tomorrow, and Friday because of PCE numbers. Maybe Friday, after those PCE numbers come out, we might get a direction, and that really depends on today, tomorrow, and Friday morning, right? If we get data that aligns, then we might be able to get a solid direction in the market on Friday. If we don't, you're going to continue volatility, and then hopefully over the weekend, the markets will be able to digest the data that is coming out over the next 3 days, and then maybe next week. Let's take a look at what we have next week, actually. Okay, so Monday. Oh, okay. Monday we have ISM manufacturing PMI. That's big also. Tuesday we have nothing really. Wednesday we have ISM services PMI. Big. Thursday we have our normal continued our jobless claims and initial jobless claims. We have, yeah, that's really about it. That stuff is known. It comes out every Thursday, so not a huge deal. And then Friday we have a lot of payroll data that comes out. We have non-farm payrolls, manufacturing payrolls, government payrolls, uh, and we have unemployment rate also that's based. So you know what? We get a lot of data next week too. Maybe we're just gonna have some more volatility all week. It just is what it is. You can, you try to look in between the data, but don't force anything because this is what happens, right? This is what happens here, especially when we have volatility. It just is what it is. You got to let the market do its thing, and if you can squeak in a trade here and there based on your strategy, right? I'm not saying go out on a limb here and FOMO yourself in. You still got to follow your strategies, but in markets like this where volatility is high, um, you got to be even more picky and more cautious, and maybe even decrease your position sizes because chances are elevated that you might get wicked out or whatever. So we're still trading within this 15-minute range so far. Mm, 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 mm. See if we got any news this morning. I really like having the news right in the Discord. Everything's there. It's awesome. There's a lot of it. I can trim some of it if it's too much to scroll through for you guys. Um, but it's nice to have everything pop up as soon as those articles are released. It's all right there in one spot. Little article here about DeepSeek raising questions again. People are over it. Lucid's CEO steps down, and they say they're expecting 2025 production to more than double. Their earnings weren't that good, I don't believe. Super microcomputer surges 20%. Was that yesterday? It's today. Why this month's pullback may only be a temporary hiccup, according to history. Yeah. That's what I mean. I think that too. Honestly, we're holding that trend line that's over a year strong. We were due for a little pullback anyway. We tested all-time highs. It didn't work out. Probably didn't have enough to push through. So you get a little pullback. You gain some liquidity. You wait for these numbers to come out. If Nvidia reports strong earnings today, I think we'll see some push to the upside. Yeah. There's nothing in the economy right now that says anything other than, good stuff. I mean, there's a lot of talk out there. There's a lot of fear mongering. There's this, that, and the other thing. Oh, Trump's this and that, and Doge this and that. Like at the end of the day, you know, the market's gonna do what it's gonna do regardless. And as a day trader, none of that stuff really matters. Look at what the chart's doing in front of you in the moment, right? If you're a long-term investor, then that stuff matters. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, choppy, choppy, choppy. The VVIX is just chilling at 108 right now. And like I said, I don't really expect it to come back down below 100 this week, honestly, with the data. And now that I know what's coming up next week too, and we might be in a little volatility, uh, elevated market for the next couple of days, week even. But that's okay. It doesn't mean don't trade, right? It just means use caution. That's all. All right, so this looks nice here. Let's see if we can break above the 15-minute opening range here. That would be nice. Struggling a little bit with it though. Let's take a look at the larger time frames while we're waiting here. 15-minute looks nice. We got this nice undecided candle here. um, if we can push up and break the market open highs, that'll actually be uh, making higher highs here, especially based off of this indecision candle here. So that's not too bad. I do see a little imbalance here, maybe. Let's see what the other time frames look like. Here's our 1 hour chart. We do have a nice, okay. Let me throw this on the chart here too, just so that we can all see. Area of imbalance here left behind on the 1 hour chart. These two here are dailies, so they're strong. This is the 1 hour strong. We've already entered that about halfway and have pushed back down. Okay, this would actually be nice to trade off of if you trade the 1 hour chart. If it pushes through, let's take a look at the 4. Here's your 4 hour chart. And here's your daily, right? So here's your two areas of imbalance left behind on the day chart. So those are strong. I would imagine that if we do continue to push up today, we might be targeting this one here, at least. Maybe. Let's go back to the 15 here. So we do have a little one within this 1 hour. Oh, let me look back here. That's already been eaten up. Okay. So what I'm looking at here is on the 15-minute chart, we have an area of imbalance here. We've already pushed above it 1, 2, 3 times, really. So this kind of makes this area invalid, and it makes me think that it wants to continue to push up, which I'm okay with. So I'm going to take these two off the chart here just so that it's not, I don't like too much stuff on the chart. This one here. What is that? Is that on the... Oh, this was yesterday. Oh, this is the one that I used to trade off of yesterday, I believe. Yeah. All right. So here's your two daily imbalances. This is looking pretty good here to possibly continue to the upside. We broke our 15-minute range. We might be getting our breakout here. Uh, yeah. This looks promising, but let's obviously let's wait for an entry based on our strategy first, right? Volatility is actually starting to come down now. Hey, maybe the market's going to make a little liar out of me. That's okay. Make a liar out of me. Give us some direction today. That'd be nice. I like that we're holding support on the larger charts. There's a support in this area here, which we're actually bouncing off of. And then also at the same time, we have that trend line. So I like the way that looks. I just think that, we're going to get some range trading today while we wait for NVIDIA's numbers to come out. So just be, again, just caution sign, right? Just be cautious. If you get a setup based on your strategy, I'm not saying don't take it. I'm just saying be careful. Maybe reduce position size um, so that if you do get wicked out or something like that, you're not losing too much. Because we're still getting volatility, right? We still get these candles that are like completely overtaking the previous candles. This is volatility crap. It's choppiness. So just be careful. That's all. So again, for me, I like the fact that we pushed up. I don't like the structure that we're getting here, but if we can continue to the upside, I'm looking for, a break in structure followed by a area of imbalance left behind, and then look for a retracement into that area, have it respect it, and then we can take a position. So unless I get all of that, then I don't take any trades. And with this structure here, it's hard for imbalances to be left behind because everything just gets taken up. And that's actually one of the good things about my strategy, and I talk about it all the time, is that when volatility is increased, usually I don't get areas of imbalance left behind, which keeps me out of the market, right? The strategy itself says, no, don't trade today. So I don't have to have anything else open. I don't have to be watching the VVIX or this, that, and the other thing. The strategy, if I follow the strategy all by itself, it does a pretty good job of letting me know when to be in the market and when not to be. And I will be making a video shortly explaining my strategy in detail. So keep an eye out for that. Yeah. See, the price action is just it's wild. This could be our retest of the 15-minute opening range here, and that's fine, but you know, you get these big movements back and forth even within a 1-minute candle. That's volatility. Mhm. Market update says my market update that I put out every morning in the Discord says that the market sentiment today is bearish. So we'll see. Yesterday was bearish. Friday was bearish. I know, Monday, sorry. Monday and then Friday. Yeah. I mean, it's been pretty accurate. But this is based off of futures, pre-market futures, and that could change when market opens. Obviously, it could do whatever it wants to do, and it does. So um, don't go solely based off of what these updates tell you. Obviously, use your own judgment. Ukraine says it has agreed minerals deal with U.S. Okay, maybe we're starting to make some progress there. Da, 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 yeah. Yeah, some of these tech stocks might do pretty well over the next day or two based off of NVIDIA. So this is not a bad retest here, actually. I just don't like how big these wicks are. And this is what you get with the volatility. So just be careful if you're going to take a trade, like based off of the orb here or whatever. Leave yourself room today with your stop losses. This is not too bad here. So you got support here at the 15-minute opening range. Nice. You got a nice bullish candle here that overtook the previous two. This looks nice for a continuation to the upside. It's starting to look like an uptrend today, right? Just very choppy on the way up. And that's the thing that I don't like. What would be really nice is if we get a dump in the VVIX. Let's kill volatility and we get continued movement to the upside. That would be nice, right? You know what, though? The market doesn't give a crap about what I think is nice or not. Mm-hmm. It's going to be another day where we just sit and wait for the market to calm down. And like I said, it might not today. Let's see what NVIDIA's expectations are for today. Oops. Today. After market. Oh, I'm on the wrong week. Here we go. Video 420. Of course, they got to make us wait, right? All right. So EPS expectations 0.85. Let's see what their revenue expectations are. Oops. Revenue expectations 38.1 billion. That's the expectations. And then what's going to be really important, even more important than all of that, is what their outlook ends up being, right? So if they have, you know, good earnings report, but their outlook ends up being crappy, it might not be good for the market. But if they have good outlook on top of good earnings, I don't see why they won't have good earnings, honestly. I mean, they are killing it in every AI company around the world is buying their stuff, right? Um, but if their outlook is good as well for 2025 or whatever, then we'll get a nice move, I believe. All right. So it looks like the price doesn't want to continue moving up. We're just getting this choppy crap, you know, and this is just not good market environment to be trading in. Be nice if some of this can smooth out, um, and we start getting some decent candles that aren't leaving behind these large wicks that are probably taking out stop loss after stop loss. All right. So still progress to the upside. Take a look at our 15 here. Yeah. So we're approaching highs of the day based on previous sessions today. Um, so that's going to be an important level to check out. If we push above that, then we might have um, some strength to continue up to this area of imbalance here on the day chart. Uh, Otherwise, if we get stopped here and get pushed back down, I would imagine we probably are going to trade in a range today, and then that's going to be a no trading day for me. And that, you know, it's likely that that might happen. Like I said, just because we have those earnings today. Yeah, this is just all choppy, 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 choppy. You don't trade in the chop. Mm-mm. Nope. I worked hard yesterday to gain back my loss earlier in the day yesterday. It was a nice trade, and I'm not gonna waste a trade on this baloney here. Yep. So, yeah, it kind of I feel bad. These lives are kind of boring. I don't know what else to really do for you guys on the lives. I'm gonna start working on some videos. Like I said in the first video I'm gonna put out, which I'm working on now, is a video that goes um, into a deep dive into my strategy, my personal strategy, which is just a very simplified version of ICT. Like there's so many rules and all this with that. It could really be simplified. And that's what I've been doing, and it works for me. It's an 80% win rate so far. Um, so I'm going to be coming out with that soon. I wasn't expecting the channel to grow as fast as it has. Thank you to you guys for that. So I wasn't really prepared to do anything else other than these lives. But I see I see the growth, and I appreciate all of you. So I am going to, or I am working on adding value to the channel. So just keep a lookout for that stuff. It's coming. It's coming. Like I said, I wasn't prepared for the growth. I honestly didn't think anybody would be watching any of my stuff, but I'm glad and I'm thankful that you guys are joining and watching. So I'm going to be putting more and more things out. Isn't this fun? Yeah. Beautiful. These are the days people's stop losses could just get taken out on both ends, you know, just because of the volatility. It's crazy. Leave yourself extra room today if you're going to trade. Extra, extra room. Decrease position size. Leave room. It's not about the size of the win. It's just about the win or the loss, right? So take a small win if you can, um, and lose less. Yeah. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I really do believe that today's just going to be trading in a range. We might make it up to previous highs from previous sessions for today. I don't know that we're going to make it through. I think we're going to get a lot of this, a lot of range trading today in preparation for NVIDIA's earnings. And then on top of that, like I said, you also have data tomorrow and Friday and Monday and Wednesday and Thursday and Friday next week. We have important um, high acuity data coming out for the next week and a half. So you're going to get some volatility. It is what it is. Super important that you are patient with your entries to begin with on a regular day. Even more important on days like today and yesterday and tomorrow. You know, when you have those high ticket items coming out and the market's waiting, especially when there's already uncertainty in the market, you get stuff like this. So just be cautious. Hmm. Um, yeah, I don't know. You guys have questions? Anything you want to talk about? Anything you want me to bring up? Want to play a game? I don't. Just kidding. It's unfortunate. I feel bad. I wish I could do more here in these lives, but this is crap to trade in, you know? And it's just the timing. Eventually, all this will smoothen out and markets will figure things out, at least for a time period. There's always going to be something that, throws some uncertainty in the market for a day or two and you get volatility, whatever. So don't trade on those days, right? Um, keep your winnings. Mm, mm, mm. Let's see. Check out the news. Nothing. If you guys are already members in the Discord, if there's any ideas or anything that you guys have for the Discord, anything that you'd like to see get added or fixed or whatever, let me know too. I want to make the Discord community the top trading community out there. So I'm constantly working on creating more value and adding um, adding things that I believe are important to have all in one place. You know, it's nice to have everything in one place. Oh, here we go. Look at it. Lowe's shares rise after stop moving. Fourth quarter comparable sales unexpectedly grow. That's good. Strong economy. Hmm, yeah. Da-da-da-da-da. All right, so we hit previous highs. Oh, do you look for gaps for direction? Regular versus electronic trading hours. I don't use the gaps for direction. I use what the market is telling me, right? So today would be an upward direction so far because I try to go by New York session, not prior. Um, and regular versus electronic trading hours. I'm not sure what you mean by that. I trade the New York session. And I trade typically, market open to about noonish Eastern time, New York time. After 12 o'clock, you get a drop in volatility. You get a drop in volume. Um, so things start to move a little bit slower. I don't know if that answers your question. Can I do that? Oh, look at that. That's cool. So I look for gaps or areas of imbalance, something like here, where you have a move to break structure, and you have an area of imbalance left behind. That's what I look for, and I trade with the direction of the market. I don't trade against. So if we had that gap there, for example, I'd wait for price to move back into it, like it did here. I'd look to make sure that the price is respecting that gap, which means it's not breaking through the opposite side. And then I look for, in this case, I'm looking for a bearish candle to give me an entry, right? This is a 15-minute chart here. That's just an example. There's not really anything I can show you here unless I go back. Um, so here's an example that I can show you. This happened in previous session today. So this would be an area of imbalance that I would definitely look for. So you have one, two, three bearish candles in a row, nice bearish candles, which break previous structure. You wait for price to enter again, right? Respect it, which means it doesn't peek through the other side. Then I look for a bearish candle. So my entry probably would have been on this trade here. Price came in, filled almost the entire gap. This is a nice bearish candle to follow. This would have been my entry right there, right? And then I would have looked for price to continue to the downside. This would have been a nice play. Stop loss goes above the area of imbalance here if you're shorting, obviously below it if you're taking a long position. So this actually would have been a really nice tight stop loss. This would have been a beautiful trade. I don't trade previous sessions though because price moves too slow. Does that answer your question? And then New York session opens and you get all of this crap. We are actually making higher highs on the day so far. That's what I was trying to look at on the 15-minute chart before. And yeah, we did break through. Okay. So we'll see what price does here. Volatility is still increased. So still a use caution. The use caution sign is still up. Yeah, I don't use TradingView. This is Trade Locker. And I use Trade Locker because it's the platform that Funder Pro uses. Funder Pro is the prop firm that my challenge is with. So this is you're watching me trade in my challenge account through Funder Pro. So those settings won't be here. Um, yeah, those gaps do tend to get filled. Uh, I like price to move quicker. So I trade the New York session. Plus, I live in the U.S. On the East Coast, so for me, it works out. Okay, we're starting to get a little bit of momentum here. So you can see that we are getting these moves where we are getting nice candles, breaking previous structure, but because of the volatility, the wicks take up all of the area that would be an imbalance, right? If this actually closes up here, we might have our first area of imbalance here in the New York session. We'll see. It would be really nice if volatility starts dropping. Let's see if this actually holds here. Now the question is, does this actually hold? And because we have volatility, the chances of it holding are not great. I like to see the imbalances get used up, the majority of it get used up before I plan to take a trade. If we just peek in like this, there's still imbalance here. So there's still a good chance that price may re-enter. Uh, and then if I'm not seeing, you know, a fill of this area that's followed by, in this case, a bullish candle back out, then for me, I don't use this. I have a bunch of rules that have to be filled. I don't want to say a bunch. There's a few rules that have to be filled in order for me to take trades off of these areas of imbalance. And with the volatility that we're seeing today, a lot of times it doesn't pan out. U.S. new home sales fall sharply in January. No kidding. Who wants to buy a home interest rates are still like 7%. What are they, like 6.5% still? Honestly. See where we're going here. This is a nice move. Even here on the 15-minute chart, we haven't left anything behind. Da, da, da. This looks nice. Beautiful bounce off of this trend line so far, huh? Hopefully this continues to hold. I hope we don't get some oopsies in the economy or whatever, and we break through that. So a very nice strong trend line on the day chart that goes back to December of 2022. It's been a very nice incline since then. So a very strong trend line. If for whatever reason that breaks, could have some downside. See? So this is why I like to wait for these areas to be filled up with closes of candles inside. Um, because with these wicks coming in here, there's still imbalance left behind, which means price is most likely going to be attracted here still. And then you get these movements on a day like today when volatility is still high and increasing again. You get taken out every time. So I have very specific rules that I have to wait to be filled before I enter. And with those rules, like I said, 80% of the time they work. So I got to follow them because it works. Yep. Yeah, I would love to have that conversation with you in Discord. Let's do it. I don't disagree with you. So I still work full time and I work nights. So those other sessions that are out there would be during my work time. Plus, I have a family. Um, and I know excuses, right? But the New York session works for me. I've been watching it for the last 3 years. I understand how the Nasdaq works in the New York session. I'm not as familiar with it outside of New York session. I'd have to spend some time studying it, and because I only trade the Nasdaq. Um, but you're not wrong. There's a lot of times where I do see those gaps get filled a lot. I just think it takes more time, slower movement, less volume, um, and timing wise for me, it works for me to be live at 9:30 in the morning because I work nights, and my wife is home to take care of the kids and stuff while I do this. So uh, you're not wrong, and let's do it. Let's chat about it in Discord. I'm always looking for other ways to better my strategy and my trading. So I'd love to chat about it. Hmm. Yep. So because we um, push straight through this area of imbalance here, it becomes invalid for me. I don't use it to make trades anymore. I look for the next one, so just get rid of that. We do have a pretty decent trend line starting here. And I don't trade trend lines. I just look, for direction, right? So we do have an upward direction so far in the day. It doesn't mean it's going to continue. Might be starting to lose some steam here. And if we actually look here, these candles have not closed above highs of previous sessions. So this could just be some liquidity, and we're going to head back down to the low end of this range here for the New York session, which would not be surprising to me, honestly. Yep. And so this downside could leave imbalances on the way down, but because we do have an upward trend here, I tend not to trade against the trend. I'd have to see a confirmation of a reversal, um, and I like a very strong confirmation. So for me, like pushing past the daily lows over here would be confirmation for me to start looking for short positions. Um, and that's just my risk level. I don't like to risk um, trading against the trend, right? So, for example, here we have a area of imbalance that was just left behind, depending on where this candle closes. It's a nice structure, 1, 2, 3 bearish candles breaking previous structure, right? So this could be nice, again, depending on where this candle closes. But I won't trade against the trend, so because you got a lot of support down here too, right? So here's a nice area of imbalance there. What you could do is use this as an inverse area. So if we push back through and close above, because we are still in an upward trend, that trade would be more likely. Um, but I use extreme caution when we're in environments like this. So I don't know that it would be a trade that I'm going to take. Just because you have these large candle movements, my stop loss usually goes right outside the area of imbalance, which with big movements like this that we're getting in each candle, it could be taken out easily and then continue to the upside, right? Which would aggravate me. I suppose you could leave yourself plenty of room and place your stop loss below this low here if we would continue to the upside. But then what is your RR, right? What if we got in at the break here, stop loss went here, you're targeting previous highs? It's a 1-to-1. I mean, is it worth it? For me, it's not. If it was like a 2-to-1, maybe, but I don't know. That's just my thought process. That's what I think. I try to, I try to say to myself, why should I not get into this trade? You know, I try to have that mentality because if you think about it the other way, why should I get into this trade? We as humans will make things up because we want to do it, right? And that's not necessarily the best choices for you. But if you try to have the mentality like, why should I not do this? Um, we tend to be a little bit more rational. This would be a great setup if we weren't in choppy market conditions. So I'm just going to, just for ha-has, see if this trade would play out, right? So I'm not actually getting into a trade, but this is where I would get in at the close of this candle because we closed above that area of imbalance. Stop loss would go just below the area of imbalance, and we'd be targeting previous highs. Let's see if it plays out. Something to do, right? Let's see what happens. This would be a nice setup. This would be a setup that I would take if we weren't in, like I said, this volatile, choppy market right now. My risk level is just a little bit lower threshold than what other people's might be, you know? I'd rather take the trades that I'm very confident in versus taking a trade that I'm not so confident in, you know? And that's also because I'm newer in this too, right? I'm not profitable, you know. I have trust in my strategy, but I also know that the Nasdaq can make dumb movements in volatile volatile times. So, but let's see if this plays out. Be a nice trade. What do we got here? 2.7 to 1. Yeah. Let's see if it works. Let me set up the settings here. Okay. This is where you start getting nervous. So yeah, so this is why I wouldn't get into this trade just because the price action is all over the place, right? We'll just pretend that we took this trade. Oh, and we got stopped out. So I do this sometimes just for myself to um, reaffirm my thinking, right? And so this is what I'm talking about. When volatilities increase, you get these movements that take out stop losses and then move in the direction that you wanted it to go, right? And this is exactly what happened here. Look at this. Came back down, took out the stop losses that were sitting here because everybody follows this strategy, right? It's a popular strategy and gained enough liquidity to make the move to the upside without all of us tiny traders in it. So you got to recognize the volatility in the market. So yeah, these are the days where if you do want to take a trade like this, that within the volatility structure, you know, you got to definitely leave yourself extra room. But then, like, how much extra room? You know, you don't know with all these movements here. So it's just better off staying out, stay cash. You don't lose anything. If you don't trade in a day is better than losing 2,000 in a day or whatever, right? Whatever you're risking. Um, if your account isn't going backwards, that's a good thing, right? Let's see if we even make it up here. Let's say we did give ourselves extra room. Now let's see if we can actually make it to previous highs. But what this tells me is that my thinking, my mentality of what I'm seeing in market structure today told me to stay out of this trade, even though um, it was a good setup based on the strategy. So yes, the strategy was good, but because we're in a volatile market, um, it told me to stay out, and I'm glad I did. If we didn't have all this mumbo jumbo earlier in the day and we were just making clean movements, yeah, all day long, right? But then on top of it, we might not even have enough to make previous highs here. We might just push right back down. So this is what it's like to trade in volatile market. It's good to do this though, lay it out. Don't take the trade, but lay it out anyway so that you can. This is how I learn. It works for me to visually see it and actually act on it by placing, those I don't know what you call these things here. These things here on the actual chart. Uh, I like doing that, especially in a live market, because you can reaffirm with yourself that your thinking is correct, or you can say, well, you know, maybe I need to change my thinking or whatever. It's almost like back testing a strategy, except you're doing it in the live market, right? All right. So I think I'm gonna hang out with you guys a little bit longer. I know we had a couple of viewers here today that stayed for quite some time. Thank you. Appreciate you. I hope you're getting something out of it. Hang out a little bit longer. See if the market decides to chill out a little bit or not. Still getting choppiness, and you can tell just by the size of the wicks of each candle that you're in a choppy market too. Like that's a good way to tell too, versus, looking back here. I know this is lower volume also, but this kind of structure is better than this, especially when your candles are just retracing the previous candle. Yeah. This is a market, again, you just sit back and relax, maybe set some alerts, walk away, wait for, the market to chill out, wait for your alerts to go off, um, go enjoy your day or whatever, you know. Uh, Days like today where you have exciting data coming out, right? Um, just ends up being like that, and that's all right. Let the market do what it's going to do. Tomorrow's another day. All right. So I think that's going to be it for me today, guys. I appreciate you all watching. Appreciate the conversation. I'm looking forward to having that chat with you in the Discord. If you haven't already, join the Discord. Join the free Discord. Links in the description. Thank you to my subscribers. If you haven't subscribed already, consider subscribing. I appreciate you. Channel is growing quickly. Let's keep that momentum. And I ask you guys because you guys are the ones that do it, and I appreciate you. I will be back on tomorrow morning, normal time before market open. I am going to watch this a little bit longer. So if I do end up doing anything, I will alert you guys in the Discord. Obviously, it's just for transparency. Don't copy me, not financial advice, all those things. I just post what I post on the Discord just for transparency. That's it. Just so that you guys know what I'm doing all the time, because my goal is to be completely transparent with you in this journey from nothing to funded, profitable, and then full-time as a day trader. That's all I'm doing, is being transparent with you all. And you guys can see right on the live there my account balance and my profit and loss. That's there. You know, you guys can see all of it. So, yeah. So thank you guys. I appreciate you all. I will see you all tomorrow morning, same time, same channel, and we'll chat with you guys in the Discord. Have a great day. Stay safe. Be patient. Leave yourself room if you're going to take a trade. All right. And definitely pay attention to NVIDIA earnings. I'll try to post what the earnings were or are in the Discord later today. All right. All right. We'll see you all tomorrow morning.